Is faith important to you? I agree. Faith is necessary to find our own path and to fulfill meaning of life. However, the only wrong idea in this is that we always believe in the outside world, a higher power, people, or leadership. And truth is that we should only have faith in our path, guided by creation and curiosity. Faith is moving on a path when we don't know where that path leads. Only faith will motivate us to continue silencing our ego with self-control until we get out of this fog. Only faith will give us the strength not to return to the old path of the ego. If only we have the faith that our following the truth will be rewarded. If only we have the courage not to ask when and where. Because it will be rewarded, for sure. If we have faith to follow the truth, self-realize and build our maturity and not our social status, everything we want will come to us. Both internal rewards, such as personal satisfaction and happiness through the state of love, and external rewards through our private and business life. It is logical. If we reach a state of critical thinking and tolerance, calmness and focus, it will manifest positively in all the areas of our life. Will our personal and business life be better if we are selfish or if we think on all sides included? Faith is also needed to make purposeful changes. If we want to discover our own purpose and path, we will have to have courage to make purposeful changes based on pure faith that we are on the right path. And that path is always the path of creation where everyone matters. If we live in relationships with no love, it is right to leave them. If we deal with things out of fear, it is right to go on a path of creation and self-realization. And only faith will provide us with the strength necessary to undertake purposeful changes that lead to maturity and clarity. And that's why it takes a lot of courage for faith. The faith that exactly we are meant for an extraordinary life. The faith that we are so special that the entire universe was made for us. If we put aside the ego, we will see the power of faith. Faith in the truth and consequently in ourselves. And that is why faith is the pinnacle of courage, because only based on our motivation, we believe in the positive outcome of our efforts and the rewards that follows. And when following faith, we come out of the fog of emotions and desires, we become capable of true love. Because love is not something we are born with. To comprehend and to live love is a privilege and a skill that must be learned. And therefore, let's not ask if someone loves us or not. Let's rather ask if that somebody has learned to love. In fact, many times others want to give us more, but they simply don't know better. They haven't yet mastered the art of love. Because the ultimate skill is to gain so much experience that we comprehend the value of sharing and giving, thereby realizing pure love. Love is really the meaning of life. We just have to become worthy of it, because it is a skill that is a reward for our maturation. Love is an ability that lies in the delicate balance between self-love and love for others. It is imperative to understand that love necessarily includes the one who gives. It does not deny him, because in that case, it would be a passive ego. And when we really see the value of sharing, we will dedicate our whole life to giving, not just occasionally to quiet our conscience. And the goal of many of us is to be happy. And we will deserve that when we realize the value of love. And that's what our entire experience is for. Because great knowledge and wisdom are needed for a life in love. Everything is there, ego, the life and the universe, just so we could learn to love. The knowledge of love is the ingredient we lack to fulfill the meaning of life ourselves and thus embark on the path of discovering and fulfilling our life's purpose. Our path of sharing the experience we have gained along the path of maturing. And let's understand that it's okay if we don't have anything to give yet, if we are still on the path of self-realization. Therefore, until then, let's focus on our maturation and self-realization, not on our purpose. Because love is not just sharing and giving. Love is also a creation. Thinking as a pure product of love is oriented exclusively towards the object of our creation and has nothing to do with our ego. With that alone, we are not important but the object of our creation, and we find satisfaction and motivation, a state of love, in creation. That is the definition of pure love. There is no greater art than creating out of love. It is the key to self-realization and a path to comprehending the outside world. And whether we think and create computer code, music, family or company is completely irrelevant. The only important thing is that we create and do not deal with ourselves, because that way we deal with ourselves the most. When we create, we also grow. For love, you need to mature and make an effort, while the ego ignites automatically. Love is when we let go of control and open up completely. We put our whole selves on display because we free ourselves from ego fears that prevents us from opening up. And that's why love is the ultimate form of courage. And then we realize the clarity that there is no need for shields and walls and no need to defend ourselves, because we understand that no one can hurt us anyway. And precisely because it is so far away and difficult to reach and understand, let alone live, there is no greater power than love. Love protects us. You wonder what this means in everyday life, and do we really need to climb to Tibet to understand it? Here is an example of my own. I picked up my daughter from kindergarten. She turned 3, and of course she wants to go to the kids park. In the park there is 4 of us parents, each with their child. And the children, as they are, all 4 of them, start to climb one steep, worn-out wooden climbing frame. The first mother immediately redirects her child and says, "Don't climb, honey, you will only get dirty." The remaining 3 children start climbing, and after a few minutes, the next parent takes the child and says, "The lady was right, rather go play somewhere else." My daughter and another child continued to climb, and now they were really dirty and sweaty due to the difficult climb. Now the last parent takes the child and say, "You have proven yourself, you can continue on your way," and puts him down. I move towards my child with the same unawareness, but soon I ask myself a question. Why? Such a simple question that will always illuminate the truth. Why do I take her? That second, wondering, I ask the truth. And the truth is that I'm taking her because it's hard for me to watch her while she climbs and struggles. It's hard for my ego to watch because that's supposed to be love. But it's not. It is completely opposite. It is pure ego because it's hard for me to look at her. But this is not about me. It's not me overcoming an obstacle and gaining experience. Who am I to prevent my child from overcoming her obstacles and thereby growing and learning? It doesn't matter if I like it or not. The only thing that matters is that I understand that it has nothing to do with me and that it is my child's maturation in which I have no right to interfere. I step back and let her continue climbing. Now, all dirty and even scratched, she continues her path to the top. All the parents looked at me in wonder with a judgmental look. What kind of parent lets a child suffer? I would never allow that. The child is struggling, and it's hard for me to see her scratched like that. Everyone judges me, but I know it's right to let her go. She deserves it. She deserves to work hard and to try. She deserves to fail, and she deserves for me not to interfere. Even though it is hard for me to watch her, and even though everyone judges me. Then take a hit from your ego and your environment. For love. Especially if I claim to love her. At that moment, she overcomes the last steps towards the top. And she climbed up without anyone's help and screamed with happiness, all scratched and dirty, "Daddy, I made it!" At that moment, my eyes watered from the overwhelming beauty of that moment. And other parents are now starting to understand love, without words. The hardest, smartest, and truest thing to do at that moment was to step away and do nothing. That was a move of truth and love. We can learn so much about life, truth, love, and ego from banal and simple situations, because we miss many situations in our lives due to sheer unawareness. How often do you react wrongly, do not pay attention, or misinterpret reality due to unawareness? Because we were not present, mindful. If I say that I'm building my business and making millions, I attract attention and envy. I generate interest, interviews, and 1,000 questions, such as, how can I achieve this? If I say that I love my family and that we live each day in laugh and joy, everyone looks at me in a wonder and completely not interested, change the subject. So much that I'm embarrassed to start that kind of conversation at all. If I say I've been writing books for 5 years, trying selflessly to spread awareness, everyone looks at me like I'm a chimp. Why would you do something that doesn't benefit you? I do have benefit. My benefit is everything I created and gave. I feel great about it. My benefit is love and the clarity that we won't get love if we don't give it. My benefit are the beautiful souls in my life I have the privilege of loving. Love is the bravest thing in the world that we can choose to pursue and realize. Let's be a person worthy of love. And when we know the greatest secret of life and become a person worthy of love, then we will also become worthy of clarity. My name is Zoran Salopek, and in the next episode we will talk about clarity.